Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Memorial Day has come and gone. The weather is warm. We are ready to get out and travel safely, in style, and save some money while we're at it. Well, travel expert Jeanenne Tornatore is here to help us with all of those things. Jeanenne, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Looks like you are in a beautiful location. Tell me about where you are.
Well, I'm coming to you today. I'm at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a beautiful 65-acre property. And what's unique about Scottsdale this time of year is that it's a destination that's actually headed into its off season. Not too many of these destinations this summer. It's one of my biggest tips, really, if you're looking to save on summer travel, is to think like a contrarian. You want to go where everyone else is not going. So while everyone's headed to Florida, Mexico, Myrtle Beach, you want to come to a place like Scottsdale. They right now have a promotion called It's That Hot, because it is warm here this summer, where you can get up to 60% off at some of these amazing resorts right here in the heart of Scottsdale. And, you know, one of the big things that I love about this destination is that, you know, it's not just boutiques and galleries and restaurants. Yesterday, I went kayaking on the Salt River. I did an early morning hike up in the Sonoran Mountains, and it was absolutely stunning. If you can beat the heat by doing some of these cool things, and they have a lot of great indoor activities as well. So all around, it's a great option if you're looking to head somewhere warm, but you want to save a little cash this summer.
Looks absolutely gorgeous. Perfect weather. You're right, to hike in the morning, to swim, do water activities later on in the day when it gets hot. Looking at some beautiful images from Scottsdale. What are some of your other recommendations in order to save money? It sounds like travel is on the rise and many people are getting ready to head out, which is increasing prices.
Yeah, demand is high this summer. We've seen when it comes to airfare, U.S. domestic airfare prices since April up 9%, international airfare up 17%, only going to continue to rise. So on the airfare front, I would recommend being as flexible as possible. Right now, we don't have all the business travelers heading out during the week, so traveling midweek on Tuesday and or Wednesday, you can find some better fares by doing that instead of heading out on the weekends. Also, look to sites like fairness.com. I really like this one because you can plug in your origin and your destination and look at an entire month's worth of average fares and find when those better weeks are to travel during the summer. Google Travel is another one of my favorites because you can really aggregate and look at not just when is best to travel, but all of the travel sites and what they're offering in terms of airfare on those sites. So, you know, doing a little bit of research, knowing those sites to go to help you find the best prices and the best times to travel can really help on the airfare front.
And I know you also always recommend looking to use points and other things that will also help your bottom line.
Yeah, it really can. Well, number one, I would recommend, you know, if you're someone that had to cancel a trip in the last year, that make sure that you're checking to see what your credit status is. If you have credits for flights or for any resorts, make sure that you're seeing when those expire. You might want to use those this summer. But when it comes to miles, you know, miles actually devalue over time. So, you know, they may not be worth as much 6 months from now as they are now. Typically during the high season, you don't get quite as much for your bang for your buck with your miles, but right now it's maybe a good time to kind of, as you have earned them, burn them a little bit, you know, while you're looking to save this summer season. Also for a lot of people that have, you know, been ordering on Amazon and spending money this last year at home, look to your credit cards and see what kind of points you can redeem for different travel opportunities, whether it be airfare, hotel, or even activities within a destination.
And you travel so much, Jeanenne, and after a rough year of not traveling, how is it getting out there and traveling now? If people are feeling a little anxious, what would you tell them?
Well, I will tell you, look, the airports are kind of getting busy again. So make sure that you're prepared for that when you head out. You know, there are still mask mandates, especially when you're going to the airport and on the airplane, you are still going to be required to have a mask. But look, when you get to some of these destinations, it's definitely a different feeling than if you have traveled in this past year. And that's why I love some of these destinations where there's so many outdoor activities, whether you're hanging by the pool, you're headed out on hikes, there's so many opportunities to still really get out and enjoy it. And I think, you know, you will see that just in general, the attitude is definitely changing on the travel front.
And I want to circle back to your first tip, which is taking advantage of off-season locations this summer. Are there any others that you recommend?
Well, I would also say, especially earlier in the summer season, is to look to some of these city escapes, whether it be places like Chicago, San Francisco. These are typically big business travel destinations. They have, huge business districts with major great hotel brands that are usually full of business travelers. And you can find a lot of great deals right now at these hotels in the big cities. And most of them are starting to come back to life. They're having, phased rollouts, but a lot of them are having concert series outdoors this summer. Their zoos, their museums and parks are back open, so there can be a lot to enjoy in these spots as well.
And I have to say, Scottsdale looks amazing. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, looks like a nice day right there. Where can we find more information about everything you've told us about?
Yeah, well, if you are thinking of heading to Scottsdale, check out their summer website is called itsthathot.com. That's where you'll find so many great things to do this summer and all information all about the great resort hotel promotions. And then, of course, you can always follow me at theoutsideinsider.com for more advice on travel and destination ideas.
Well, thank you so much, Jeanenne Tornatore. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, having you on the show. You give great tips about travel, places to go, things to do, what to see. And right now, so many people are getting ready to get out, and we appreciate your advice on this show this morning. We'll be back with more right after this.